This is the Fantasy Roadshow.
Hey-o, what's going on? Welcome into another episode of the Fantasy Roadshow. We are your hosts. You can call me Truck. I'm in a truck. You can call him Kulz. He is Kulz at Kulz_sports. I'm at fantasy_trucker. Check out the show while you're at it, at Fantasy Roadshow on Twitter. Please follow, support the show. We also have a Substack. Check it out on thefantasyroadshow.substack.com. Get all of our written articles, all the fun stuff there. And as always, this episode is brought to you by Rule One Proteins. Go to www.rule1proteins.com. Enter promo code ROADIES40 at checkout for 40% off. That's 40% off. If you're looking to get back in the gym, just re-up your supplement game, whatever the case may be. They got the best stuff on the market. Protein, multivitamin, you name it, they got it. It's the best. Go check them out. Kulz, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing good. Chargers Jets is on right now. I needed 4 points from my Chargers defense, and they have a punt return for a touchdown and now a fumble recovery. So,
hell yeah, I saw that rookie
training.
Rookie special teams guy from college,
Darius Davis. Yep. So things are trending in the right direction there, but yeah,
long game ahead of us, right?
How are you doing? You're in the truck where this all began.
Yes, I'm in the truck where this all began. I am currently right outside of Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I got good internet today. So how about that?
There you go.
Good stuff.
Against all odds. Yeah. For those of you that don't know the origin story, Truck and I were just throwing around the idea of starting a podcast really for a long time, but we eventually just.
What's up, Shane?
What's up, Shane O'Mac?
Kulz was just getting into story time, so go ahead.
Well, good. Yeah, Truck was saying he's in the back of the 18-wheeler, and I was just saying for those roadies that don't know that we were contemplating, starting a podcast, and then opportunity came with Sports Ethos. So I called Ryan, and he was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I don't know how it came about, Ryan, but I was like, "Well, fuck it, I'll just go on one of your trips with you, and we'll just talk and try to figure this out."
And I remember I texted my boss. I was like, "Hey, is it okay if I just have like a friend with me and like?" He's looking to get in a truck, and she goes, "No, I cannot condone that. There's no insurance. So, you should not ask me that." And I'm like, "Got it. Okay. I read you loud and clear. Kulz, we're going to do it. Just not say anything. We'll be fine."
Yeah.
Was it the full trucking experience? Like you lived in the truck too?
Yes.
Yeah. Kulz, why don't you speak on that? Go ahead.
It was the full trucking experience, man. I had no idea like what to expect, to be honest, but I knew he was heading out to Philly, and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, that sounds like fun." Never been to Philly, heard good things, and figured like, first of all, we can just figure out what we're gonna do. We would be able to spend a lot of time like figuring everything out, right? And then we like kind of knew what we wanted to do, got equipment, and then did our first ever, I guess, looking back, it was like our first trial run, our first
Shane, there's a couple mock draft pre-mock draft episodes I gotta send you. They are it's nonsense. It is complete nonsense. First ever recordings. Wasn't even like a first official episode. We're just like, all right, let's just get on the microphone and try it out. So it was
and the first time we ever pressed record, we've teased this before, but when we get more of a following on the road show, we'll tease it and release it at a special time. But we have a Chickies and Pete's in Philly across from the stadium. They're big famous Eagles bar, and were served quite heavily and had like 3 hours of us just bullshitting, drinking, reviewing cheesesteaks, the whole
that was my favorite, us reviewing cheesesteaks.
Yeah, we got 3 different cheesesteaks from like the top 3 spots that we heard from the locals, and like did a full-on review, which was actually like, I mean, it was a great idea, right? But anyways, yeah.
Well, Shane, thank you for joining us on this Monday night for Monday Night Football. Who do you have winning this game? You said the Jets, right?
I did. I had the Jets in our pick'em. Yep.
Yeah. By the way, I did terrible in the pick'em this week. I know. Coles, I don't know if you watched the Sunday morning live stream that Shane and I did. We went through the games towards the end after we answered all the questions, and I realized I had every single game the same as Shane. And I'm like, all right, I
God.
need to get games on you guys. So let me switch to the
No, we need to
Giants.
stop doing that.
Yeah, I said let me switch to who was it? The
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Yeah, and then the Buffalo Bills. I'm like, let me switch to all those, and I'll win, and I'll be up. And sure enough, I am down bad. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we are here talking Week 9 reactions. Crazy week. Would you guys say this was the best week of football? This slate, this Week 9 was the best yet?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say that just because, like, to me, especially in the Bills-Bengals game, it seemed like the refs were so flag happy. Like, it was still a pretty good game, but, like, I mean, at one point, I literally think there was probably 5 or 6 flags on one play before they actually like were able to run the play all the way through. It was when the Bengals worked themselves out of field goal position. Do you remember that? Like, was that like towards the end of the half or something? Maybe it was the end of the first half when they like got to the 23 or something like that, and then there was literally like 5 or 6 straight penalties, and they worked themselves out of field goal position. I don't know. It was a good slate, but Seahawks Ravens was a blowout. Everyone was really excited for that, so I feel like the hype was definitely there, but the product that we got maybe wasn't the best week so far. That's my thought.
Even the first game, the Chiefs Dolphins, I would have expected that to be a better game. The Chiefs got there late, not a lot of offensive. Dude, what was it? I saw it. Tua and Patrick Mahomes had their season low in yardage. Both of them held under 200 yards, which I would not have expected that. So that's a very good point, Kulz. It was supposed to be the best week of football, and I don't know. I guess it just didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, that's what I felt at least. Before we get into the slate, though, I also wanted to mention Truck and I were talking last week about like what we're currently doing. What's the best way to get the content to all the roadies? Truck, I just want to like clarify what our plan, what our conversation was, what our plan is moving forward.
Yeah, so it's not really going to change too much from what we've been doing. Really, the only changes are our episodes during the week, our Hitchhikers, which is our waiver episode, and our Red Light, Green Light, which is our Love-Hate episode. Those will not be live anymore. So we will be recording those separately whenever my schedule says it's okay. So that's the only real change outside of us going live still for Sunday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, sometimes Monday Night Football. We'll see how that goes. But I mean, is that what you're gonna say?
Well, yeah, more so like there was just we were I think doing everything on YouTube live and then just like releasing podcast audio files after the fact. I think it kind of like the way that we were released, the episodes are more, every episode is a little bit more different, right? So the reactions and the matchups, those are more conversational. Those are more, live stream type of shows. Whereas Hitchhikers and Red Light, Green Light can be more like focused and good listen podcast episodes. So we really wanted to like separate the two instead of just throwing it all out there and you can, consume at whatever, platform, you wanted to. So I just think that like they had very different identities. So we wanted to just make that clear moving forward. So you can expect, to come listen, engage with us on live streams, and those will be available, YouTube, Twitter Live, and then the more like focused podcast episodes, which we mentioned, Hitchhikers, Red Light, Green Light, those will be released on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and those will be, more just podcast episodes with a YouTube video release upon podcast release. But does that make sense, Shane? You know what I mean by like the shows had different identities, and we just want to clarify that. So anyways, I think it's gonna be more organized and a better approach for us, marketing the shows, for us releasing. Oh, look, Bosa got another fumble. I should be good on my.
You're good. I'm about to say, I think you got the W.
Looking good.
Yeah,
there,
I just wanted to clarify that before we, jumped into games.
Yeah. So speaking of which, this is one of our live streams. Anybody out there listening, watching, feel free to ask us questions throughout the episode. You want to just chime in, talk about, brag and boast about your lineup for the week, or talk about your tough matchup that we're all sweating out together. So feel free to jump in at any point. But I want to start off this episode with going through the news, kind of the injury updates on what happened yesterday. And I have a list of guys here, so I'll just go down the list and kind of give a little synopsis on each one.
I want to say this week, I think there's more news about who's coming back from injury than who got injured.
Yeah, we'll wrap that. Well, actually, we could just mention that right now.
Yeah, might as well. Let's do it.
Yeah, Khalil Herbert is supposed to be coming back this next week. Bears play on Thursday. Justin Fields is also supposed to be coming back on Thursday. So I'm looking forward to that as a Bears fan, of course. But also, Devon Achane is progressing very well. Achane. He's progressing well and no setbacks at all. So he should be back soon. James Conner is looking to be coming back.
Wait. Soon. He's back week 10. Or no, week 11.
Yeah,
he's
week
back
11.
Week 11.
He's not back next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just that came out saying there's no setbacks, that he's progressing well.
Right. Let's clarify. Week 11, you can expect Achane back.
Yes.
Yeah.
This next week, both Kyler Murray and James Conner are expected to be back for the Arizona Cardinals. I'll be looking forward to that. Did I miss any?
100%. There's got to be JJ.
Not yet.
Justin Jefferson, not yet.
His window opens Wednesday, but he's likely not going to start until week 11.
Okay.
Who else? There's got to be others. It was Herbert, Achane. Oh, Kyron Williams. Week 12.
Week 12
for Kyron. So some of these guys we've been sitting on, we've starting to get a little bit of news there. Goddard supposedly is, as good as done for fantasy. Likely to go to the IR. That injury's 4 to 8 weeks typically. So, he's probably starting to bleed into potential comeback during the playoffs. And are you really going to start Goddard in the playoffs coming, first week back? Probably not, but
no. Yeah, he's dealing with a forearm fracture.
Fractured his forearm. Yeah.
Did
you see that happen? Were you watching the game? Obviously,
Shane. I know Shane was definitely watching, but
yeah.
I was at my one of my girlfriend's neighbor's place. This guy is a diehard Eagles fan, and so I went over there to watch the game. So, but yeah, it looked bad. Definitely looked bad.
Well, you could see. So you could see it was like right away. He was looking just like, what is happening to my arm right now?
Yeah, it started swelling up right when he was walking back in.
Yeah. So Goddard, who are the other? Danny Dimes, ACL tear.
Yes. Daniel Jones, ACL tear, season ending. I have no idea what they're planning on doing. They probably just want to lose as many games as possible. So stick with Tommy DeVito, right? Like, Shane, what do you think? Are they going to
DeVito?
Tyrod's on IR.
Yeah, so it's either DeVito or Barkley.
Yeah, I heard Barkley might get the start this next week. So we'll see what happens.
Saquon Barkley.
What's his name? Matt Barkley, right?
Matt Barkley.
Yeah.
Cam Akers torn Achilles. This hurts because he just recovered from one not too long ago, a year or two ago, right? So that sucks. He's done for the year. Josh Downs dealing with knee
Let's
injury.
back up. Is Cam Akers droppable in dynasty teams?
Yes, I would drop Cam Akers in a dynasty team.
I think I would too. Like back-to-back Achilles, and he really didn't ever.
Now, one thing I don't know, is it his same Achilles or was it the other Achilles?
I don't know that it matters, to be honest. Back-to-back injuries, and he really wasn't even trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yep. And then Josh Downs dealing with the knee injury. He was questionable going into this game, and they still put him out on the field, and it just got worse. He likely a sprain of some sort. We're still missing clarification on the knee injury for Downs, but they have a bye week in week 11. He's probably not going to play next week, so at the earliest, maybe week 12 for Josh Downs. So doesn't look good, but and then did you guys see what happened to Christian Watson? He is dealing with a chest injury, a back injury, and a concussion.
Yeah, it's like every game he gets hurt, it seems like now.
Yeah, just all sorts of trouble for Christian Watson. Still need clarification on those injuries. We don't have much. And then there's a couple concussions this past week that looked pretty bad. Treylon Burks, concussion. KJ Osborne, concussion. Those guys looked bad, and they got carted off the field.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Josh Palmer's going to IR?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. He got put on this weekend.
Oh yeah.
That was pregame. Yeah. I knew there was a ton more that we needed to talk about coming back. So Deebo Samuel, he's likely to play week 10. Trent Williams, however, is not, which is, that's tough for the Niners. It looks like David Montgomery should be back as well.
Oh, yes.
So that will be very interesting. I'm trying to see this touchdown. I know Shane O'Mac.
No, it didn't materialize. I need it badly.
Were you hoping for that QB dive?
Jeez, yes.
Yeah, I think you're still alive. They're not calling it a touchdown. Oh no!
Yeah, because if they get up,
Shane O'Mac,
a couple touchdowns, it's not
you're
good.
alive. You're alive. They could just QB sneak it. What was this play? He just fell.
Yeah, I'm like a full play.
Oh, he got hit. That's why. Did you see that? What an absurd play. Well, yeah, now they're just going to dive. Yeah, Herbert's going to dive forward. Oh my God.
Are you guys are late?
I'm ahead of you. Cole's behind. I'm way ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ahead with you, Shane.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, yeah. Why wouldn't he just dive forward?
God,
sorry,
please,
Shane.
I wish.
Play action, please, for the love of all.
Sorry, Shane. So yeah, who else? Drake London supposedly back week 10. Stafford week 11. They're on a bye. Come back week 11.
Mm-hmm.
Big E. I got a friend named Big E. It's his it's his Xbox name. This is not him.
Okay. Big E, welcome. Thanks for your question. Should I trade Bijan for Olave?
Depends what your team looks like, but
I'd consider it, but yeah, definitely context matters here. What's your team look like, Big E?
I mean, I guess we can just talk about it before getting into that specific game, but are you inching more towards your thoughts on Arthur Smith, Ryan?
He is a baby back bitch.
He
shaved his mustache.
Horrible coach.
He shaved his mustache thinking this was going to change anything. And he's Yeah, real bad. How do you lose a game to a quarterback that got there 5 days prior, and Josh Dobbs? So.
Just like the play calling on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, end around reverse to your tight end.
He just like he's your classic fucking your classic just billionaire son who like has that, thinks he's better than everyone, thinks he's smarter than everyone, and then tries to shove it in your face by like drawing up these fucking cute plays that with these dog play. Football is not that difficult. Get the ball to your best players in space. Like McDaniel has proven that out of anyone. You know what I mean? Like, get your playmakers the ball and let them make plays. It's not that fucking difficult. He thinks he's, cracked the code and thinks he's smarter than everyone. But in reality, he's just a fucking loser and he's not going to be a head coach for much longer. Like, God forbid his dad, like, thank God his dad owned the Redskins and got him a job there. Because, that's why he's been given a shot as a head coach, which he's now blown.
His dad owns the Redskins?
His dad was owner of the Redskins, with previous ownership. That's how he got a job as in an NFL team.
Oh, okay. I know his dad's associated with FedEx.
FedEx, yeah. No, his dad was a part of Washington ownership.
Gotcha.
And, got his son a job.
Big E giving us some context here. He would have Javonte Williams as his RB2. He currently has Jonathan Taylor as his RB1. So Taylor and Bijan, if he trades Bijan, he has Javonte.
Yeah, I mean, they're both trending in the right direction. In Taylor and Javonte, I probably even, unfortunately, have them both. I had a rest of season rankings. I might even have both of them ahead of Bijan at this point. You can't trust anything that Arthur Smith is going to do at this point. I mean, Algiers clearly has that role as like red zone running back. Bijan doesn't even really get targets, so I don't know. I'm not feeling good about any Falcons. Period.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Well, let's get started since we went ahead and talked about players returning from injury and players that just got injured. So, Miami, Kansas City. Kansas City wins. They improved to 7-2. Miami loses 6-3. Did you guys see in the first quarter that the official that called, what was it, offsides or false start in German?
No, I missed that.
He goes out, turns his microphone on, and announces I think it was a false start, and he says it in German. And
That's outstanding.
And the announcers were like, "What? Wait, what?"
That's outstanding.
Yeah, it was comical.
Did we? Do you want to talk Titans Steelers? The Thursday night game.
Oh, from Thursday, yeah, we can talk about it. I didn't have that on my list, but
So I think my couple notes is like, I think Will Levis looks like a confident quarterback, and he likely has the ability to lead an NFL offense. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes, I think it's his job moving forward.
I just think like he looked good, and that's. He definitely looks a lot better than Malik Willis. So anyways, Pickens, I have down Pickens as a punk bitch, but
so let's talk about that. He went on he erased all of his Steeler stuff on social media. He posted a comment saying "free me" and then deleted it. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I mean, like, he's obviously talented, but it's coming with a lot of baggage. It is clear he's kind of a prima donna, expects to be treated differently when he hasn't really performed at all. I mean, there is a level of NFL star that gets treated, special, I guess you will. But Pickens just hasn't done anything to, be at that level. Deontay remains the wide receiver 1, and mean, he's an elite route runner. They clearly made it a priority to get him in the end zone to kind of knock that, that whole development. But anyways,
Yeah, last player to throw him a touchdown was Big Ben.
it's funny.
Ooh.
Jalen Warren looks like he's taken over that backfield, or at least looks like the big playmaker there. I mean, Najee is clearly running a lot harder, knowing that, but Jalen Warren looks really good.
Waddle, Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Biggie. I have Waddle and Devontae. Then my flex would be Olave. Do you think that is a good wide receivers lineup? I mean, yeah, it's a good wide receiver lineup. Having Olave as your flex, not your wide receiver 1 or 2. I think Waddle and Devontae, solid 1-2 combo.
Is Devontae Adams a solid top 2 at this point?
Well, no, not currently, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, at what point do you continue to roll them out there? I'm dealing with it in one of my buddies I help consult on his team, and I mean, how many times the team's like 3-5 can't really afford all these losses? How many times do we just continue to roll out Devontae Adams?
I would have thought this week it would have really happened for him. Like, I figured they would come out and pepper him with targets with the coaching change.
Yeah,
100%. I completely agree. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Like, I don't feel great starting him. Let's see his last. This is also a standard scoring league, which I know, Truck, you hate, but since week 4, 7.5, 4.5, 2.9, 5.7, 1.1, and 3.4. Like, you can't just keep rolling them out there. I don't know the exact numbers in PPR, but they're not going to be good either. I guess that 7.5 was a 15.5, so that's okay. 8.5, 4.9. Those are unacceptable for your 1.1. So that's a 2.1 and then a 7.4 in PPR. I don't know. I don't know what you do there. I don't really know what to do with Zay Flowers either. What do you guys think?
I mean, I still think Zay Flowers has opportunity each week. I mean, granted, he's had some down week, but I'm still comfortable rolling Zay Flowers out in a flex.
Yeah, I'm getting bad service from you. Are you as well?
Yeah, he's cutting in and out.
Yeah, you're basically frozen.
Damn. All right. Well, I started off saying
yeah, you're gonna have to do something because we can't even hear you, and you're basically a robot. Shane, what do you think about Flowers, man? Like, you keep him on your roster, but I'm not starting him anymore.
No, and he got close to a touchdown this week. I think he got down to the 5-yard line or so, but yeah, it's been a little bit disappointing. Adams, if I had Adams on my roster, I would be trying to send out offers left and right to teammates and just hope that somebody was still banking on his name for a buy low.
Yeah.
All right, I think I'm back. Chuck? Is that any better?
Yeah, it is a lot better.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's hope this continues.
Well, get us back on track. Titans Steelers. Did you guys have anything else to add on Titans Steelers?
Not really. No. That
Steelers
was kind
defense is one of the best defense in the league. Yeah, I don't know. What is Hopkins? Hopkins, we're pro Hopkins the rest of the year with Levis slinging the ball, or what?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel very comfortable with that moving forward.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm good there too.
All right. Well, then let's go to that Miami-Kansas City game. As we talked about it earlier, I thought that kind of left us wanting more. We had high hopes for this Dolphins and Chiefs game, but it didn't kind of live up to that hype. Both Mahomes and Tua were held under 200 yards, their lowest of the season. Massive run by Eckler. Oh, that's not even Eckler. Wow. Sure looked like him when he ran the ball.
Is that Kelly?
Uh,
Yeah. Why is Kelly only good when Eckler is in?
I hate it.
Yeah. So Dolphins, Chiefs. What I realized when I was taking my notes about these games, I think I am a better like storyline type note taker. Like, when Shane O'Mac had like all of his bullets, they were like really good fantasy football notes. You know what I mean? I don't have that skill. I'm more just like storyline, big picture, what's going on. I don't know. I was like realizing that when I was making all these notes. But anyways,
yeah. So this was the first ever game in Frankfurt, Germany. There's another one next week. Shane and I were talking about it. It's New England and Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Yeah. So that's rough for those Germans out there. But yeah, I mean,
well,
Mahomes,
they just remember watching all those NFC or AFC championship games between the Colts, Pats. So they're like, let's just throw them out there. They'll go to the game.
yeah, Mahomes still throws for 2 touchdowns, but the Chiefs offense does just enough to get the game done for them to win. I think the real thing is the Chiefs defense. They came up big with a 59-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. Massive play. Yeah. But I mean, realistically, the Chiefs are struggling on offense when you schematically take Kelsey out of the game. Like he's being on those money downs, those third downs, they are triple covering Kelsey and making Mahomes go elsewhere. And it's, I don't know. It just doesn't give me a lot of faith for them, moving forward until they figure out what the hell they're going to do.
Yeah, I have Dolphins continue to struggle against good teams. Chiefs offense needs to get better, put away games, which Mahomes said himself. So that's not like it's that's something that he's going to work on and they're going to fix 100%. Rice, I've been pretty vocal about Rashee Rice. He got a touchdown, but he just needs more volume if he's ever going to be the fantasy asset that I kind of think he is or should be. But the way the Chiefs spread the ball out, if you look at that box score and how many people receive the ball, how spread out it,
nine different. Yeah,
it's gross as a fantasy football owner of any of those people. So I don't know. I didn't think I learned anything in this game. It's all kind of just that's what we've been seeing from the Dolphins, and that's what we've been seeing this year from the Chiefs. So I
got Rashee Rice. Yes, he did have that early touchdown. He's got 3 in the last 5 games, so that's intriguing. But yes, you're right, he does need more volume. This is the first time Miami has been shut out in the first half since week 2 of 2021. So that Chiefs defense is elite. They held Tyreek to only 62 yards. Dolphins are now 0-3 against winning teams. You guys realize this?
Yeah, their home and away splits are insane. They're at home, they're 4-0 with 43.5 points per game. Away, they're 2-3 with 22.5. So nearly they're scoring half the points that they do away than they are at home. So a lot of people are calling them frauds.
I definitely don't think they're frauds, but I do think, you got to beat good teams.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, they're going to be in the playoff, and I think they're still one of the best offenses.
Yeah,
and they just got a lot of their defenders back. I mean, it's it's not early anymore, but over the course of the year, they have 8 weeks to figure it out. That's more than enough time. So
both teams are on a bye next week. So there's that.
Be ready for week. What is that? Week 11. Andy Reid's so good at coming off a bye.
That's a good point.
Very good point. All right, next game we have the Los Angeles Rams lose to the Green Bay Packers 20-3. The Rams fall to 3-6. Packers improved to 3-5. So, yeah, there's that.
So 3-5.
Yeah, Stafford was inactive, and Brett Rippon got the start and struggled pretty much the entire game. Caused the Rams to lose their third game in a row. Third in a row. Shane and I were talking pregame. If Stafford isn't going to play, you cannot trust any Rams in your lineup, and that was proven pretty accurately, wasn't it, Shane?
Yeah, I mean, we got a ton of Puka Nacua questions. It felt like that morning, and it was just sit.
Yeah, bad games all around for all the Rams. The Packers snapped their 4-game losing streak and finally scoring a touchdown in the first half. Look what happens when you get Aaron Jones back. He is the heart and soul of this Packers offense. And he had a halfway decent game. He had 20 for 73 and 1 and 4 for 26 in the air.
When was the last time he's gotten 20 carries? I mean, that is a huge amount.
Yes, absolutely. Typical game for Jordan Love, 228 yards and a touchdown. Luke Musgrave caught the lone touchdown. It was actually his first career touchdown, Luke Musgrave. That was a 20-yarder. But, I mean, that's all I got for the Rams Packers.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was same thing. Cup, Puka, without Stafford, can't play him. Having Aaron Jones back, he's clearly the heartbeat of that offense. And then the Packers wide receiver room, we mentioned that Watson, his injury. I don't know that I'm starting any Packers wide receivers at this point.
No, you can't.
No.
Regardless if Watson's out and Dobbs is the main guy there, I'm still not like starting him like I was early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Shane, what stood out to you for that game, or did we basically say it all?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think the main thing is just Aaron Jones. You should feel comfortable now with him. When he gets 20 carries, that hamstring's 100%.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next week the Rams are on bye, and the Green Bay is in Pittsburgh. So
it's tough.
Yeah, tough game for Green Bay next week at in Acrisure.
That's gonna be a game where the Steelers can continue to mindfuck Truck. Steelers are gonna get another win.
Are they gonna be? What's their record
6-3
right now?
Yeah, the ugliest 6-3 team you'll ever see.
My God, I can't stand it. I can't.
So Seahawks Ravens. The biggest thing for me here, which Shane O'Mac has talked about in previous episodes, Keaton Mitchell. I mean, I'm going and getting him wherever I can, like pretty aggressively.
Yeah, Keaton Mitchell. This reminded me of the Devon A-Chain breakout game. Where he had like a handful of carries.
Let's not go there.
Well, I'm just saying it reminded me of
had
that
like
kind of
275 yards and like 4 touchdowns.
I understand. I'm not saying they're apples to apples. Just saying that that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Well, thoughts on Keaton Mitchell going forward? Yeah, so we were just talking about it, Danny Cousins. That was the biggest thing that stuck out in the game for me. However, I know what you mean by saying like he looks good and he has a role, kind of like that is the only thing I would really say, because Gus is going to get all of the goal line work. Like he's going to be their power Gus bus. Let's pound it in. Keaton Mitchell just to me showed like that he brings another dynamic to the offense that they don't otherwise have out of the backfield, and that's something that Monken likes in his offense.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think he's ever going to really be. He's never going to take full control over the backfield. I don't even necessarily think he'll be like RB1 for them, but I think he's going to be a legitimate like flex play, probably get a few catches and have some of those breakout type plays. But he's never going to replace Gus Bus. Like his role he's succeeded to a T. And they're going to keep Gus Bus getting, 15 carries and all the goal line short yardage work.
Yeah, he has 6 touchdowns in the last 3 games.
Yeah, like he's that guy. He looks good doing it too,
Yeah.
So, I do think there's a lot of value on Keaton Mitchell. I just don't think it's like, you're basically getting a RB2. I don't even really want to call him an RB1B yet in the best offense. And he's going to be getting you a few catches a game. So if you're at full PPR, there can be a pretty solid floor there for you with like big play potential.
Yeah, well, yeah, you say big play potential. I mean, he had 138 yards on the ground, and that the majority of that was from 2 explosive runs. He had that 60-yard run in the 4th, and then a 40-yarder touchdown late in the 3rd. So it's like, give this guy a couple carries, and he'll break one. You know what I mean? That's what
hopefully, yeah.
So what is he? Is he Jaleel McLaughlin going forward?
Oh, he's better.
No,
I mean,
better.
as far as touches.
What does McLaughlin currently have? 10 to 15?
No. I think he was around the 8 to 10 at max point.
Yeah, I could see it being around 10. That's what I would expect on a weekly basis. 10 carries.
Yeah, I'd like to see that get to 10 to 15. I'd like to see Gus go down. I'd like to see that being a 50-50 split,
Yeah.
Which I think could happen. Monken really likes to use the running back in the passing game, and that's just going to be where Mitchell finds himself on the field more than not.
Yeah. How about Kulz's favorite player, Odell Beckham Jr., catching a touchdown on his birthday?
He's such a little bitch. Like, of course it's his birthday, so like, we have to get Odell his touchdown, or he's gonna fucking just complain.
After he slams his helmet.
Yeah, I knew you would have something to say about that, Kulz. I love your hate speech for Odell Beckham Jr. But he did have the best day of all Rams wide receivers, although a better day for Mark Andrews, 9 for 80. Seahawks struggled. Man, they struggled really, really bad. The one shining aspect for the Seahawks was Jackson Smith and
Go ahead
Jigba.
and say it.
Huh?
One shining moment.
Just finish it off. One shining moment.
So yeah, JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, 6 for 63. And I mean, he was the only one that could do anything on that offense, right, Shane? Did you watch that one at all or no?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, I mean, DK was 1 for 50.
Yeah.
But this is kind of I was just writing this up in the waiver wire article that just went out. Like, this is kind of a little. I think the JSN is the breakout's coming. Like, he's getting like double the amount of yards per target than he was like the first 4 games, and he's got two touchdowns in 2 of his last 3, and
I will add to that. So this early, I remember a while back, a couple of years ago, prior to Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and these elite young wide receivers coming into the league, the common thing was a rookie wide receiver not really producing to expectations until later on in the season. Do you guys remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this kind of is along that track record. And then, I mean, obviously Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson came in and kind of broke that mold. But I mean, JSN is looking really good lately, and he was the best player on the team this weekend.
Yeah. Geno Smith sucks.
Dude, only 6 first downs the entire game, 151 yards.
I'll continue to say it.
How about the Ravens defense completely shutting down K9 or
what's up with K9?
I don't know, man. I think this Ravens defense is just really, really good. Shane, do you have other opinions?
Well, it's a trend, because this is something else I was writing about is Charbonneau. Like, he's been out snapping Walker now 2 weeks in a row. So his snaps have gone up more than Walker's, and Walker's rush opportunities has gone down like over the last 2 weeks by like 20-25%.
Can you guys remind me what that game script was like last week? Were they down like they were this week or no?
No, they beat the Browns.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like this was my concern. I think you guys remember I was not pro Kenneth Walker coming into the year. And I thought it was going to be like a 60-40 split. And it wasn't, obviously. But I wonder if we're starting to tilt that way to getting more even.
So, yeah, like this is going to be one of those situations where people start to think that. And then, to be honest, like I'm not worried as a Walker owner because 2 weeks ago against the Browns, he was dealing with a groin injury. And then this week it was 37-3 and got out of hand pretty quickly. So, you know, I think it's something definitely keep an eye on, but it's not something I'm worried about as a Walker owner because it's going to be one of those things where, you know, that conversation starts to happen and then boom, Walker goes out there and runs for, you know, 150 yards and 2 touchdowns and kind of gets a majority of the running work like we've seen. Yeah, I mean, Charbonneau's not necessarily producing with that snap percentage, and they're not necessarily targeting him, I feel like, you know, as much as they would with Walker in the game. So I'm not too worried about it.
That reminds me a lot of the Tyjae Spears. Remember how Tyjae was getting a lot more snaps than Derrick Henry, and just there was no production to go along with it. So, yeah, maybe that changes, maybe not. But one last thing I noticed, I was looking into this. The Ravens, this is the 4th time this season they have held their opponent to 9 or fewer points. Like just elite defense. Would you guys? I think the Ravens are the best team in the NFL.
I have that in my notes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's unanimous. It's unanimous. Next week. Or you got anything else?
No.
Shane, you got anything else for this one?
I have Gino is trash.
Did you draw a garbage can? That's it?
No, I can't draw. I can hardly even write.
Okay. Next week, Seattle is at home against Washington. Baltimore is at home against Cleveland. So looking forward to that Baltimore-Cleveland game. That should be good.
Defensive battle.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Vikings, Falcons.
Yeah. Yeah. How about this game, man? The Minnesota Vikings beat the Falcons 31-28. Minnesota improves to 5-4. The Falcons fall to 4-5. And Jaron Hall goes down with a concussion early on, and Josh Dobbs comes in with his cape and saves the day.
Pretty incredible stories there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
This is his 5th NFL team in the calendar season, or in the calendar year, within 12 months. 5th organization.
Yeah, I mean, like Kevin O'Connell, I don't know if you saw the interview of him speaking on it, and he's like, that was as impressive as anything I've ever seen. He didn't take a single snap. He was asking players what routes they were running.
Yeah,
in the huddle.
Did you see them on the sideline? All the players huddling around
doing his
him?
cadence.
Doing his cadence and learning it's crazy. And then did you hear KOC talk about how he was calling plays? So he would call the play in the huddle. As the huddle breaks, he would start explaining. He's like, all right, look to your right. He's going to be doing a seam route. All right, look to your left. And he's like literally talking to him about the play as it is going to develop. And it's like, it just next level.
I mean, it's like what it does for that team is even more unbelievable because like that took everyone to be on top of their shit, all of the coaches, all of the team to learn as they go. The amount of confidence that instills in both Dobbs and him winning over that team, and then the players being like, oh shit, we're a playoff team. You know, I'm not going to be as dramatic and say like this could be the start of something for Dobbs finding an actual home. But the Vikings would fucking love that. Like, let's say he has a ton of success. He is the dual threat kind of quarterback they've been looking for, but he can still find guys in open space. They're playmakers like JJ and Addison.
Yeah.
They could have found a franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? Like stumbled upon one.
Definitely possible.
And I'm not going to go and be that dramatic that I'm on board saying that for sure. But like, he's done nothing but perform when asked upon. I think it's definitely a good story, and they have the right attitude and momentum to see what they do the rest of the year. And if I remember correctly, the Vikings have a pretty cupcake end of their year. So let me take a look here. Their schedule's like one of the easiest towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, after week 10, he gets the Broncos and the Bears.
Yeah. So Saints at home, Broncos, Bears, Raiders, and he's at Bengals, and then he gets Lions, Packers, Lions to end the year. So, yeah, I mean, Saints at home, they haven't necessarily been great, to be honest. Saints, Broncos, Bears, Raiders. Obviously, Raiders are a different team now, but you go 3-1 in those games. The Vikings have now won 4 straight. God forbid they go 4-0 those games and they're on an 8-game winning streak. That could be something to look out for. But I don't know. Dobbs is continuing to play good quarterback. Did you see the one fan? This is kind of ridiculous. The fan that was he's like, it's Dobbs season, and he's shaving off his eyebrows.
I did not see that, but that is awesome.
Yeah, I hope that it's like a movement and Vikings fans join him. That would be good.
Yeah.
But what do you think? What do you think this bodes? How does this bode? Does it bode well for JJ and Addison? Obviously JJ, because now we know he's back and he's going to be at least on the field, right? That was a concern.
Oh yeah.
But JJ, Addison, what do you guys think for fantasy value with Dobbs?
I mean, Shane, why don't you go ahead and start, and then I'll piggyback off you.
Yeah, I think because what people forget about is Dobbs before this week, he had 3 top 10 QB finishes, so he can keep guys afloat to having good numbers. I would be back in on those guys going forward. I feel much better about those 2 guys. I feel much better. Jefferson's going to come back for sure and play. That's number 1.
Yeah.
And then I feel much better about Addison's value going forward.
Yeah, Hawkinson as well. Probably Hawkinson may even get a bump.
I mean, he had 7 for 69, and then Addison was 5 for 52. So I think it makes it all 3 of those pieces are startable. However, I don't think that they're going to have like on a weekly basis, they're not all going to perform and have great games. You know what I mean? Like, I think Dobbs is going to get the job done, but not enough to support 3 weapons in the passing game.
I have a feeling that on November 27th, they will have all 3 startable and big games.
Why is that, Kulz?
Well, it looks like they're at home against the Chicago Bears.
Oh.
And it's a night game, 7:15. I don't know what day that is. Maybe that's Monday Night Football against the Bears. I would say Monday Night Football against the Bears. Bold take. 3 weeks out, I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to have big games. They're on my green light. I'm going to green light them 3 weeks in advance. We're going green light JJ, green light Jordan Addison, and green light TJ Hawkinson, and green light Dobbs.
All right. All right. We got a question here from Mateo. Thanks for joining. Need a running back. Who do you like more rest of season, Pacheco or Madison, now that Cam Akers is done for the season? Do you guys like Pacheco or Madison?
It's Pacheco for me. And I was the Madison guy coming into the year, and my Madison love is hanging on by a thread now that Akers is out. But Pacheco's more dynamic. It's about equal involvement in the passing game, and scoring opportunities are going to be better for him.
Yeah. For me, it's Madison's on this with Dobbs. Dobbs has a rushing touchdown in each of the last 3 games. Like, he scores touchdowns with his legs, which could take away rushing touchdowns from Madison.
Not that he was getting any anyways.
Very true. The Vikings went like 6 weeks without scoring a rushing touchdown. So yeah, it's Pacheco for me as well.
Same.
Coles,
Same. Dobbs over Kyler as well. You saw what Dobbs did this last week. He's in an offense that scores points. He's got great weapons. And to be honest, Kyler, like, to me, he's never really been that impressive unless he's been able to use his legs and be a video game player type speed, quick. I don't think he's going to be running like that. I just don't know that he can, coming off that injury. So, team that's 1-7, I believe.
Yeah,
and the fact that he's just not going to be able to play that, joystick speed because he's coming off injury. I don't think they want him to do that. So I'm not a big Kyler guy here. Whereas I do like Dobbs. He's in a great offense.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't think Kyler is good enough right now to turn this thing around for the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a really bad football team. Really bad.
Yeah. But the true concern is, like, I mean, what his arm is. It's not, doesn't blow you out of the water. It's a lot of Kyler is his legs. And I just don't know that he's going to be able to run like that coming off injury.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be confident in it, at least. There's just no way. He's not going to be wanting.
We're all on the Dobbs train.
Yeah.
Pacheco and Dobbs.
Right. Casey Martin, thank you for your question. Welcome back. All right, so wrapping up this Minnesota-Atlanta game. As far as the Falcons side of things, did you guys notice anything different with Heineke at the helm? To me, the Falcons' offense looked exactly the same. Heineke had 268 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jonnu Smith was the best receiver, 5 for 101. He had that explosive 60-yard touchdown. To me, Bijan's still splitting work with Algier, even though Algier did get 5 of his 12 carries all in the last drive. He got 5 in a row. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. The Falcons' offense looks exactly the same.
Yep.
And then next week, Minnesota is at home against the Saints, right? Or are they in the Superdome? I'm not sure. I know they're playing the Saints. And then Atlanta is at Arizona taking on the Cardinals.
Vikings are home and Falcons are home.
Yeah.
Right?
No, Falcons are
as Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Falcons are at Arizona.
Yeah, it could be a get-right game for Atlanta taking on the Cardinals.
No, their coaching's incompetent.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next game we have on the slate?
It's not like a joke anymore. It's apparent. It's very clear as day.
Right, what's the next one?
Cardinals Browns. This was I wish I saved this tweet that I saw. It was the numbers from the Browns defense. 1 first down? It was like 50-something yards. It was one of the most dominant defensive.
58 yards they held.
58 yards.
They did not get inside Cleveland's 35-yard line.
I don't even think they got on the other side of the 44. Like, they just they could not move the ball at all. They just suffocated them the entire game. Entire game. To me, the story is that Deshaun Watson. He finally seems healthy. Early on in the game, he threw a bomb to Amari Cooper. It was like a 60-yarder or something. And Cooper came out and said, like, man, as soon as he threw that, I was like, all right, cool. He's back. Let's go. So
I love that.
Yeah, he had a decent game, 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. Amari Cooper was the beneficiary of that, 5 for 139 and 1. But how about Jerome Ford getting the majority of the work? He got 20 carries. Hunt had 14, although Kareem did get the touchdown. But Ford did catch 5 for 33 in the air. What did you guys notice about the Browns offense?
So that's interesting. So that is, I was just looking because I thought so. That is 4 games in a row. Hunt scored a touchdown, and that's
Really?
five touchdowns in 4 games.
Very
Wow,
good.
I did not know there was that many.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I think he scored a couple the last 2 weeks, but no, it's 4 in a row and 5 in 4 games.
So do you see Hunt as the goal line back moving
I
forward?
think that's what I was thinking, right? That's got to be his role, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which sucks as a Jerome Ford owner. I want Jerome
Ford's
Ford.
role is plenty good. I
know.
Ford-
I would love
Ford's
for him to have
role
the goal
could
line
not-
too.
I mean, yeah, but you cannot be anything but very happy with how this thing's played out for Jerome Ford.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I got for the Arizona Browns game. I mean, next week we talked about it. Kyler Murray's coming back. James Conner's coming back for the Cardinals. They're taking on the Falcons, and Cleveland's taking on Baltimore, as we talked about earlier.
Is Connor for sure coming back? I didn't see if there was any. I know he was projected to. I didn't see.
He's set to, but
Yeah.
obviously, any setbacks that happen this week, something to monitor.
Commanders, Patriots.
Ugh.
I don't have much to say about any of these teams. So
Yeah. I don't know. Shane, why don't you start? What'd you have for this game?
I think the only thing we talked about it Sunday morning, how it was going to be an ugly kind of lower sculling game. I thought the Patriots would pull it out because of that. And they almost did. I think the only takeaway is if Curtis Samuel is still out, Johan Dotson, is maybe back in play to that preseason sleeper status we all had him.
Oh yeah, did you see that catch? I mean, he is way too good to have not shown up at all this year. He's like it's whatever they love. However, I don't know why they love Curtis Samuel as much as they do. Just that team is in general, but like Johan, that was an outstanding catch.
Yeah.
All he does is perform when given the opportunity. Like.
Yeah.
He is that good. So hopefully they just continue to feed him and build on this momentum.
Yeah, 4 for 69 and a touchdown. He has a touchdown in back-to-back games, so he's got some momentum building for this next week. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and like last year, what did he have? 8 touchdowns and like 36 catches or something like that. So
and he got the majority of that in the second half of the season.
Yep.
So
not going to trust anyone on New England's side of things still.
Yeah. Scary Terry still did lead the team with 5 for 73. How about Sam Howell? Another game, back-to-back games with 300 yards, and he has 4 top 10 finishes in the last 5 weeks. He has been consistently a good quarterback, top 10 in fact, outside of one bad game. But I mean, he gets it done, man. He throws a lot, and he actually ran quite well in this game. He converted a big third down with his legs, which I thought was really impressive. But yeah, that's all I got for the Commanders.
Yeah, there's a narrative going around that inside of the team in the locker room that they think they found their franchise quarterback in Howell. So I mean, good on him, and hopefully he can continue to improve because with new ownership, you can get. A lot of the times you can get someone that is willing to be aggressive and go spend some money. So, hopefully they continue to build something for him there and he can have a successful career.
Yeah. And then for the Patriots, I put down, I got Mac Jones did just enough to keep the Patriots somewhat in this game. 220 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Ramondre Stevenson looked much better this week. He broke off a 64-yard touchdown run. And he ended the day with 9 for 87 and 1, and then 4 for 42 in the air. Do you guys like what you saw with Ramondre? Looked better?
Take for what it's worth. I mean, against the Redskins defense that has just let go of 2 of their best defensive linemen.
Yeah, definitely. And then Pop Douglas leading the team with 5 for 55 in the absence of Kendrick Bourne and Devontae Parker. It's good to see Pop Douglas be the most productive wide receiver, as most people had faith in him moving forward. So the Patriots now have the worst record in the AFC, and next week, like we talked about, they're taking on the Colts in Germany. That should not be a fun game to watch. And Washington is at Seattle next week. All right, Kulz, what do we got next?
Bears, Saints.
Bears. All right.
I don't have much to say. I don't have much to say here either.
You don't, because I do. I have a lot to say.
All right,
about the guy that we are not supposed to talk about on this show. Remember?
What?
Remember that we weren't going to talk about Taysom Hill?
No, I am not going to talk about him. You guys can talk about him all you want.
I have a lot to say here. Taysom Hill throws a touchdown and catches a touchdown. He is the first player since Frank Gifford, who retired in 1963, to score 10 touchdowns as a passer, runner, and receiver. He's kind of a do-it-all type guy, as we've seen, and now he's in the conversation with other Hall of Famers. So I'm not saying that Taysom Hill is a Hall of Famer by any means or any stretch of the word, but Taysom Hill, man, 2 touchdowns this game. He was also the leading rusher, 11 for 52. Like, Hill is he's a great play. You know what I mean? As we've seen the last 3 weeks. So what can he continue to do it? That's the biggest question. We've seen in his history that he just is not consistent. So yet he is continuing to impress me. So, yeah.
Yeah. And he rushed for 63 yards last week. So this is 2 weeks over 50 yards of rushing. They're going to lose Kendre Miller for a little while. He got hurt.
Yeah.
I just don't think this role goes away. I don't
think so either.
I think they found something they like.
Yeah. In the red zone, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Whether he's throwing it, or catching it, or running it, he's the guy they're picking. So Derek Carr, decent game, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Going against the Chicago Bears defense. Olave catches a touchdown, but still kind of underperforming based on expectations. Quiet day for Alvin Kamara, 26 yards on the ground, 4 for 44 in the air. The Bears quietly have a really good run defense, and they've been holding opposing running backs to low yardage. I don't have the exact stat in front of me, but I know they're in the top 10 against the run over the last couple weeks. So
we saw it all click against the Redskins.
Yeah. Matt Eberflus calling the defense. What do you know? A defensive guy calling the defense.
Yeah.
But other than that, the Saints forced 5 turnovers, including 3 picks on Teabag, Tyson Bagent. However, the Bears did outgain the Saints. The Bears had more total yards, 368 versus 301 for the Saints. I was impressed by Tyson Bagent and this offense being able to move the ball. However, those mistakes, those bad throws here and there, obviously the 3 interceptions, the fumbles. Outside of that, man, this game should not have been as close as it was. I didn't expect it to be this way, but they were in the game in the fourth quarter. Like, they could have put together a drive there late in the fourth quarter to tie the game and take it into overtime, but clearly it didn't happen. But how about those 2 touchdown passes to Cole Kmet? I mean, Teabag was dropping dimes out there to Cole Kmet.
Yeah, I'm happy for Teabag. He's definitely played himself into a long career as a NFL backup. I mean, I would say he's got a 6 to 7 year career.
Yeah,
based on how he's played.
70 yards on the ground. 70 yards.
I mean, that's millions of dollars. So good for him. Tens of millions of dollars.
Yep. And then Dante Foreman, decent day running the ball, 20 for 83. How about the fact that Roschon Johnson is just completely irrelevant?
Yeah.
Even though Lil Herbert is injured. Like, what?
Lil Herbie.
The hell? What
the
hell?
And not getting anything in the receiving game either. I mean,
no, not at all.
1 target, I think it was.
I think I'm going to do a little bit of research, or I'm going to do a little bit of there's a new development that's going on in my fantasy football brain, and that is going to be highlighting and staying away from players with bad coaches. And you can put the Chicago Bears and this coaching staff on that list. Just preseason, going through and being like, which coaching staffs do I not trust, and staying away from. And this year, Bears, Falcons, Patriots offense is just going to be bad. I'm done warranted. With. Yeah, and you wouldn't have been able to foresee the Chargers, but even the Chargers, are any of these players worth their draft position? I mean, Keenan started off that way. He may still be, but I don't know. Eckler hasn't been very good. I don't know that any of obviously Mike Williams was good till he went down, but Chargers are so horribly coached that I don't know that any of these guys are going to live up to their ADP preseason.
No, definitely not.
But we'll see. We'll see how the end of this year starts. They're about to be 4-4. That's playoff race. And we'll see how they end up, end the year. But Staley's a bad coach.
That's the thing. He's not even good on his side of the ball.
No.
It's so true. All right. Well, Justin Fields and Lil Herbie should be back next week. They take on Carolina at home Thursday Night Football. Kulz and I will be streaming live during that game. Maybe Shane O'Mac will make an appearance. Maybe not. We will see. Join and find out.
He's gonna have to. It's gonna be such a fucking good game. He's gonna be. He's gonna be really missing out if he doesn't.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
if I have to watch the DJ Moore crap go down again, that's been the killer.
You're gonna be watching the DJ Moore redemption game.
Thursday night.
Yeah,
Thursday
night against Carolina. His old team.
A barn burner.
Yeah.
Revenge.
Put him on my green light list, especially with Fields back.
Yeah. And then the Saints are taking on the Vikings, as we talked about earlier. So, Kulz, what other games we got? I think we got a couple left.
Texans, CJ Stroud.
Oh my God, this was such a fun game. This was the game of the week.
Yeah.
Is Stroud your favorite player yet?
Yeah. Yes.
Buckeye.
Ohio State Buckeye. I'm an Ohio State fan. I love what Stroud's doing. He's breaking records. It's great to see.
Tank
Dell.
Yeah, Tank Dell too. Absolutely. CJ 470 and 5 touchdowns. Do you know he's currently on pace for 4,823 yards and 30 touchdowns? So he is not on pace to break the single season touchdown record, which is held by a guy we're watching right now. Justin Herbert has 31.
Big Herbert.
Yeah, Big Herbert. Yeah, Lil Herbert and Big Herbert.
Big Herbert is crushing.
But yeah, man, he's on pace to smash the rookie yardage record set by who was it? Andrew Luck. He's got 4,350 or something. So
Andy.
Yep. So yeah, man, this was a great game. It was an awesome game. Stroud came back with 47 seconds left and kind of just drove down the field pretty effortlessly. Did you guys watch this game closely? I mean, I love
the entire game.
Yeah, this was a good one. What do you have on here then, Shane or Kulz?
Rachaad White was a stud.
Yes. Yeah.
20 for 73 and 2 with 4 for 46 in the air.
Yeah, I mean, I have said it, and I've always said this about Rachaad White. I don't know why there was such a knock on him. I mean, I guess his efficiency, just the classic fantasy football gurus that get super analytical, didn't like his efficiency numbers. But if you watch football with your eyes, he is good at running the ball. He looks good. He is a good looking running back. And when he gets the ball in space, he can make plays. So, obviously their offensive line has been horrible. Their run game's been horrible, but you saw it here in this game. You have a playmaker at running back. He's fast. He carries the ball well, and he's got good size. So luckily, he had his first game of production meeting the volume. And hopefully they can build on that. I don't know that the Texans are a great team, so and great defense. They're young on both sides of the ball. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. So, 37 points. I don't think you can expect that from the Bucs a lot, but against some of these worst teams and defenses, hopefully Rashad can continue putting up big numbers. Certainly,
they're on a 4-game losing streak currently.
Yeah, I mean, they're just bad. It's Baker Mayfield. What can you expect,
Yeah.
Trade Kupp and Stevenson for Garrett Wilson and Bijan. Kupp and Stevenson.
Wait, go back to the first part. I think he put his roster on there.
Team is Hurts, Brees, JT, AJ, Kupp, Waddle, Laporta, Stevenson. So
he would have AJ, Garrett Wilson, and Waddle, and then Bijan, Brees, JT.
Yeah, I think for me it comes down to do we think Stafford's back and fine? He's going to have bye week this week, right?
Yeah, I would expect him to come back after the bye week.
I don't know what Garrett Wilson's matchup is. I guess also I would look and see, are you hurting? Do you need a win in the next 2 weeks? Where Wilson could probably get you that more than since Kupp's on a bye next week.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But
I'm not that confident in Wilson being.
No, this first half has not made me feel better.
Tonight? Yeah, what's tonight's?
He's got
bad. 2 catches for 10 yards. I mean,
yeah, that's bad
against a not very good defense in the Chargers. I just know that Zach Wilson is Zach Wilson, and he's going to have games like this. Next week they're going to the Raiders. The Raiders are not the Raiders we've seen to start the year. I don't want to see what Max Crosby does to Zach Wilson. He'll be living in his head. And then you're going to the Bills, another team that needs a huge win in that position now.
Yeah.
I don't like that. So I don't know, man. I'm not I am a Garrett Wilson owner with Truck in a league. And I'm not super excited. I haven't been super excited. I've been pleased with, some of the games we've gotten out of them to this point, but
I would say Cohen at 5-4. I think you could stay put and you're fine.
Yeah, just trust that Kupp will come back to form once Stafford's healthy again. So
I just think Stevenson's trending in a good direction.
Yeah.
Bijan's not. Garrett Wilson doesn't have Rodgers and won't. So I think I just trust that Kupp and Stafford are going to be figuring it out, especially later in the season when playoffs come around. But we're pretty vocal here about how Arthur Smith is just not someone you can trust, and at this point might not even. I mean, you're going to start Bijan, but he's just going to probably.
You're not going to like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Cohen, thanks for joining and thanks for your question. All right, back to this Tampa Bay Houston game. Devin Singletary is not good. Okay. We saw this last week when he took on Carolina, and they were supposed to have a good rushing attack, and they didn't. And now when he has the backfield all to himself, he is 13 for 26. I would drop him if I had him on any team. He's just, even when you get the production or even when you get the volume, he's just can't do anything with it. And I'm done with Devin Singletary. Noah Brown led the team in receiving yards. He had a 75-yard bomb, ended the game with 6 for 153 and 1. This passing attack for Texans are really good. 11 targets for Schultz, 11 targets for Tank Dell. Schultz had 10 for 130 and 1. Dell 6, 114 and 2. How do you guys see this? Nico was the quiet one, 3 for 54 and 1, but I mean, how do you see this Texans passing attack? Dalton Schultz, is he a weekly starter now, like automatically?
Probably, but I think my big takeaway is just don't go wasting fab on Noah Brown. I mean,
okay, a little
we've
flash
got
in the pan.
Yeah, we've seen this enough that he's not going to be this type of guy. So, and probably not in a game script where they have to throw this much and come from behind to target that many receivers.
Yeah,
Roadies, let's just keep in mind Noah Brown came from the Cowboys, so Shane O'Mac is just he's just throwing a ton of shade. No, I agree with everything Shane said.
Yeah, well, next week Houston is at Cincinnati, so I would imagine Stroud's gonna be needing to throw the ball just as much as he did this game in order to win that game. So,
what time is the game at? Is it a noon game?
I believe so, but I don't know for sure.
I don't like Stroud's incredible. He's having an outstanding season. I don't think I really like that spot for him, but whatever.
No, I mean, neither do I, but I think they still perform well. I mean, as we've seen, how about Tank Dell, man? That phenomenal sideline toe drag catch to put them in position to win the game. That was insane. That was such a good catch. Great body position. Tank Dell just impresses me more and more as the season progresses.
The throw and the catch on the sideline was just as good.
It's great.
Better.
Yeah, I think this is what I'm talking about late in the game.
Well, he had 2 catches that were. You just said the one to put him ahead.
No, the one that put him in position to win the game.
Oh, yeah, that one. And then the touchdown as well. That's what I thought you were talking about. But both of those were.
Yeah, the sideline one is the one I was talking about with the toe drag.
Yeah, that was what did he say? Stroud talked about it. He said something like, "I got hit. I didn't even see where I put the ball. I just saw I just heard everyone cheering."
Yeah. How about Fairbairn getting injured and the backup kicker Ogumba Wale? Pretty incredible that he was able to his kickoffs when back in the end of the end zone, some touchback kicks, and then hit a clutch 29-yard field goal to give them the lead with like 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That was a good kick, like right up the middle, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, pretty incredible. Baker still had a pretty good game, 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. And those 2 touchdowns went to Cade Otton, who was his favorite target on the day, 6 for 70 and 2. Decent day for Evans, 4 for 87. We talked about Rashad getting a lot more work and producing with it. So the Bucs continue to play close games, and Baker plays pretty good football,
Yep.
So. Tampa Bay is taking on Tennessee next week in Tampa Bay. That should be an interesting game. Baker Mayfield and Will Levis. All right, what do we got next, Kulz?
Colts Panthers.
Oof. Not pretty.
Yeah, I had high hopes for this game, and that was a letdown. The Colts did get the win, and basically from the help of Kenny Moore, 2 pick sixes.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen too often, and I don't think it'll happen again this season. But it was good to see for the Colts. Bryce Young has not performed well under pressure. Like, he just doesn't look good at all. 7 interceptions so far this season. Thielen had a bad game, 5 for 29. I don't know. He doesn't look good. And I'm sure the Panthers, after they see the tape of C.J. Stroud throwing for 470 and 5, are kicking themselves for drafting.
I feel so bad for Frank Reich, but for for Frank Reich, they all wanted Stroud, and then the owner came in and was like, "You're drafting Bryce."
And
Reich,
he's the Steph Curry of football.
Reich has been vocal about it in his own, trying not to get fired way, but That is not a fun situation to be in. So
Nope.
that team fully for the Bears is going to be fucking trash.
Yeah.
And probably remain that way. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough when you're trying to coach and do your job and you're a head coach of the NFL and you're excited about, you know, making it to the top, and then some, you know, billionaire douchebag who thinks they know everything puts in his insight, but in reality doesn't know shit about football or winning football game or evaluating football talent. And you're kind of just stuck there, probably going to blow his second straight job. And then opportunities probably don't come by too often for him after this. So it's not a fun situation to be in for him, I'm sure.
Nope. And then the backfield for the Panthers, Chuba continues to dominate the touches, but unfortunately wasn't productive for a second week in a row.
Sanders did all right.
He did okay. I know he was active in the passing game. He had a couple of receptions. I think it was like 30 or 40 yards, and then has some carries. I think it was like 7 carries or something like that.
He looked okay. I mean, yeah, it's going to come down to Panthers just being pretty bad. And
I just thought Chuba was going to do a little bit more with this opportunity, and he hasn't.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, last year, probably the worst game of the year, certainly the worst primetime game of the year. I was lucky enough to be it was Commanders at Bears. And I guess Amazon Prime just wanted to run it back and have the back-to-back worst game of the year. And now we have Panthers at Bears Thursday night. So it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. Minshew didn't have to do too much for the Colts to get the win. He threw for 127 and 1. We talked about Josh Downs getting injured. He should have never played in this game. Questionable with a knee injury. It just got worse. Michael Pittman had a decent day, 8 for 64. Jonathan Taylor takes control of the backfield, 18 carries. Zach Moss had 12. Jonathan Taylor also 5 for 22 and a touchdown in the air. It looks like that split got a little bit further apart, didn't it, Shane?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, still, I haven't got to look to see. I would be curious to see what even Moss's touches were first half versus second half when they had a lead.
It was aggressively. It was the same as 2 weeks ago when Taylor only had a couple touches in the second half. It was kind of the same there.
That's what I wondered.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, next week, Indy and the Patriots are in Germany, and obviously Carolina, Chicago, Thursday Night Football.
Fucking good game, baby.
Oh yeah. What's next on the slate there, Kulz?
Giants Raiders.
Giants and Raiders. One of the games that I got terribly wrong this week in Pick'em. Daniel Jones goes down pretty early on, done for the season. Tommy DeVito is not good at quarterback position in the NFL. Only bright spot to me was Saquon still running despite the offensive struggles. He produced well on the ground, so that's good to see.
You mentioned that Tommy DeVito is not good in the NFL. I think you can just go ahead and say not good in general. He really wasn't all that.
Yeah, what I meant was he's just not he's not good at the quarterback position in the NFL. I just said it in a strange way.
He was not very good when he was at University of Illinois either. Honestly, I think he should go to the XFL and try to be if I was someone like that where it's evident that I have no chance to succeed in the NFL. And my tryout of being a backup quarterback is not going very well. Go to the XFL, get hooked up with The Rock, and just try to be the face of one of those teams and build out. I would just, be tight with The Rock and be like, how can I be the face of the whatever Renegades?
The whatever Renegades. That's funny.
Yeah, Houston Renegades. I don't know any of the team names, but
neither do I. The Arlington Renegades or something. I don't know.
Who knows? But yeah, I don't know what the Giants season looks like moving forward. Probably off of everyone except for Saquon, and even him, it's going to be tough for him to get much going here this season.
Yeah. And then as far as the Raiders go, Aiden O'Connell had a decent game. They didn't need him to do too much since they were up 24-0 at half. Josh Jacobs, straight up bell cow, 26 for 98 and 2 touchdowns. The vibes are high. The vibes are high in Las Vegas now that McDumbass, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
McDumbass trending on Twitter on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Oh, really? Is it? Oh, it is.
Yeah, it was trending on Twitter, McDumbass. They were smoking stogies in the locker room after the big win. Vibes are high, man. Great to see.
I love that story about how AP, Antonio Pierce, they were having like a just fully open meeting where everyone can say whatever and
troll McDaniels.
Yeah, and cause them to blow up.
He's like, hey, don't ever talk about the Patriots like that ever again.
Yeah, and Mark Davis is like, all right, go fuck off.
All right, well, the Giants are taking on the Cowboys in Dallas next week. Shane, that should be a good one, huh?
What is that line going to be, like 14?
16 and a half.
Oh.
I already have them locked in as my survivor team for next week.
That's exactly what you should be doing. And then the Las Vegas Raiders are at home against the New York Jets, another New York team 2 weeks in a row.
There's a big play for Garrett Wilson right there. 31-yard catch.
I need the Jets to come back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Herbert is 10 for 21 and 87 yards.
Terrible.
This is gonna be possibly one of my most brutal beats in fantasy in a long time if it stays like this.
Yeah, that never feels good going to bed.
No. All right. Well, what's next on the slate here, Kulz?
They're moving the ball, Shane O'Mac.
Is it just the Sunday
Cowboys Eagles?
Oh yeah, of course. Shane, why don't you kick us off with the Cowboys Eagles? What's your take?
I think this was like very predictable. Like I think we talked about it.
That's why I love the Cowboys.
Pollard, we knew was going to have a bad game. He had 4 games under 60 yards, facing the number 1 rush defense. He did. He had a bad game. CD is becoming the alpha number 1 target hog receiver that he should have always been.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. AJ got his share. Now his streak of yardage came to end, but he still got in the end zone. Devonta got his. I mean, was pretty predictable all over. Dak got his. Ever since Cole's made the trade for Dak, he's turned it around. So,
how about a young Fergie over there, Ferguson? Basically a must-start tight end now. 10 targets, 9 for 71 and a touchdown. He's like the number 2 target for Dak Prescott.
Yep.
So good to see. Jalen Hurts' knee is not healthy, but he's a tough son of a bitch, and he stayed in the game.
I'm not sure it matters for him. Yeah, no, they got a bye this week. He should be fine after that.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I got as well. Dak looked good, man. Dak looked really good. 374 and 2, making big throws on the field, putting them in position, and just. I mean, I'm sure everybody has seen the replays by now. Those tough downs. You know, his toe out right at the goal line. Ferguson's knee down right at the half-yard line. Like
Schoonmaker's knee down.
Yeah, Schoonmaker's, my bad. Schoonmaker's knee down right at the half-yard line. It was just that was tough.
Yeah,
tough.
And I didn't actually mind the play at the very last play. Like I like giving Lamb a chance to try to make something happen. I mean, as opposed to throwing a jump ball when they've got everybody in the end zone.
Shane, why are the Cowboys not targeting Brandon Cooks?
I don't know.
What the hell's going on?
Well, it's Lamb.
He's washed.
Lamb. So Lamb needs to get double-digit targets every game.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, so Dak, like almost 25% of the time last year, he targeted the tight end. So Ferguson is the number 2 target. So now it's not leaving a ton left for a number 3. guy, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Philly's on bye, and Dallas taking on the Giants next week. So
Zach Wilson's such a little bitch.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. What about? I think we got one game left, right? Calls the Sunday night game.
Yep.
Yeah, Buffalo, Cincinnati. Cincinnati wins 24-18. They improved to 5-3, even though they're still at the bottom of their division, which is crazy. I don't know. Bless you.
Thank you.
This Buffalo team, man. I was, watching all the different stuff coming out from all the different sports networks and stuff, and Buffalo. They do not look like the team they've looked like in previous years. Their defense is missing vital pieces. Josh Allen is just, continuing to make mistakes, and I don't know. He just doesn't seem like he can do it all right now.
Yeah, their coaching sucks.
Yeah, that's another one. Them and the Chargers have way too good of a roster to be doing this.
Yeah, their coaching is bad. Dorsey's not a good offensive coach, and McDermott is a trash head coach.
Yeah.
Just bad timeouts. Yeah, it's becoming pretty brutal there. So I don't know what to say.
Buffalo's 5-4 now. Where are they at in the division? Are they still number 2 or no?
5-4.
What are the Jets right now?
Well, yeah, because the Jets are 4-5, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And the Patriots are trash.
Jets are 4-3.
4-3. So they'll be 4-4 after tonight. So they'll still be up on them.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but not looking good for the Buffalo Bills right now.
Yeah, they'll be fine. They're going to beat the Broncos at home, Jets at home. Then you go to the Eagles and Chiefs. I mean, you got to win one of those, but if they drop one, then they're 2-2 at home against the Cowboys. They're next. I mean, they have the Broncos and Jets to go 7-4, and then you better have your shit ready because you have Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots, Dolphins to end the year.
Yeah, and I don't remember who we were talking to truck Sunday morning, but we told somebody that, like, hey, I'm a little concerned as if you're a James Cook owner right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you do Warren, Justin Herbert, and Amari Cooper for Olave and Lamar? I have Andrews, if that matters. Oh, yeah, that matters. And Warren, Herbert, Cooper for Olave and Lamar. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think you're fine the way you are. Like,
I agree.
I'm not 100 convinced that Lamar makes it through the whole season healthy.
Warren looks good.
I like Lamar. Like, I think at this point, especially because you have Andrews, I would take Lamar over Herbert. But I just think Amari's trending in the right direction with Watson coming back and just how important he is to that offense in that receiving core. Like, he is just the guy. And then Warren, I think, is also trending in the right direction, being a playmaker for an offense that desperately needs one. So,
so we're all on the side of we take the 3 players, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Try to get Lamar without, see what you can do with Herbert for Lamar. Because I do at this point, given you have Andrews, would like Lamar. I think their chemistry is established and sticking out from, Zay Flowers, I guess, was the main concern. But Lamar and Andrews have that connection, and it's on the best offense, maybe the best team in the NFL right now. So,
oh yeah. Antonio Lopez, thank you for joining and thank you for your question. All right. Well, I think that about does it. You guys got anything else?
No, just everybody light their candles for me, my Justin Herbert, this last quarter and a half. I just need one freaking touchdown.
All you need is one.
Yeah, one.
Oh, here we go. Let's watch it. Let's watch this drive with Shane O'Mac.
Okay. Brutal.
Let's see.
I mean, to go into a game just needing 12 points from your quarterback.
Yeah, I'm down 10 in a matchup. I have Herbert and he has Hall. I just need 10 points.
Come on. Oh, Justin Herbert. You can make it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we're definitely watching this drive with Shane O'Mac and celebrating after Mr. Hebert. Oh, yeah, you guys are ahead of me, right?
Yes.
Probably, I think so.
Oh, shit. It's 3rd and 3. Come on, Herbert.
Yeah.
Man, 11 for 22. This is what this defense does, man, like we said.
Yeah. They're nasty.
Oh, my God. Eckler. Well, sorry, Shane O'Mac.
Now you're ahead of us. How are you ahead of us now?
Oh, wait.
What?
We're just getting a hike on 3rd and 3.
Dude, I haven't changed my TV at all.
There's no way.
Yeah, how did you get ahead of us?
There's no way, dude. What'd you do?
I literally didn't touch the remote. I don't even know where it is. I was looking for it earlier.
All right, well, I'm going to go pour myself a stiff drink or NyQuil mixed in with it and just knock myself out.
No. Not yet. Have hope. It's so early.
You know what happened? You know what happened in that? So last Monday night game, like 3 weeks ago, it was the Philly-Miami game. I had Waddle, and he left that game like right before halftime. And I said, "Oh, forget it. I'm done." I turned it off. I went to bed. I got a text from my buddy that was playing. He's like, "I'm so pissed off. I can't believe Waddle came back in and got that last catch." So now I've got this like, hey, forget it. I'm done.
Yeah. Maybe you're right then. Although I do not want to promote to our young roadies to mix alcohol and NyQuil.
Don't do that.
That is not a Rule 1 flavor that they will be rolling out anytime soon.
Yeah, no. That's really funny. Well, yeah. So let's go through the week real quick. So we have reactions obviously currently going on, and we will not be turning this into an audio file and putting it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, correct? Fantasy Trucker?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I think it's a live stream. We can just keep it as such. And
yep. So our next piece of content to look out for will be Fantasy Hitchhikers. We will be releasing that on tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow afternoon, preferably if we can. I know we will be recording tomorrow morning.
Perfect. I didn't know that.
And putting that out right away.
All right. So yeah, tomorrow, keep an eye out. We will get Fantasy Hitchhikers out there. To be honest, like just a precursor to that, it's not a great waiver week that I can think of.
No.
So I'll be interested to see who we have. I mean, I don't know how Tank Dell is. I know I saw him dropped in a couple leagues, so I'm going to be taking a look to see if he's eligible, and if he is, then that's the connection that Stroud seems to be most loyal to. Stroud wanted Dell, and
He got
I
him.
mean, he got him. So that should be an exciting stack moving forward for years to come. But yeah, I don't really know of too many.
What? That's so random.
Just they're showing fans and what fans are doing currently at the game.
There's just like this crazy Jets little Asian man just holding up a Aikman jersey and shaking it.
Oh my God, was he a plant?
I don't know.
Could be.
Maybe it was like the Charger lady. I don't know.
Oh, doesn't Aikman do Monday Night Football now?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah, he's the commentator or the color commentator.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And then so we'll be recording on Wednesday, releasing the red light, green light episode for Thursday.
Yep.
That'll be Thursday afternoon. And then we will be live for the Chicago Bears and Carolina Panthers game on Thursday.
Bears. Yeah. So I know Truck and I have spoke about being more, producing more Substack content and being, a lot, growing that a lot more. I don't know. I for sure for hitchhikers and red light, green light. Do you think we're at a place where we know what we're going to do for reactions and matchups yet? I know we would like to get to a point where we have, a release for every episode, but I don't know that just like bulleting out our reactions like on a note style template is really going to be the best way to do that. I don't know. We're going to have to workshop what we want to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely possible. We can definitely put something together if we wanted to. However, it would just kind of be that it would be.
I don't know that that's what we want to do. Do you see there being a lot of value for that?
I mean, I do. Especially for people or roadies out there that don't dive into every box score, watch every game very closely. And, early on when I was watching football and playing fantasy football, I would get an email from, whatever company it was. And I kind of would go through it on Monday and it would just kind of recap the games, talk about injuries, talk about, what we talked about with the backfield split ups, the Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss, and how we think things are going from there. Target distributions, snap percentages. There's a lot of stuff that, we can give our opinion on that I think is valuable.
All right. Well, that's a lot of information. I'll be interested to see how that comes together, but, yeah. So,
be on the lookout.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Sign up for the Fantasy Roadshow Substack, thefantasyroadshow.substack.com.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, what do you think? Are we done?
Yeah, I'm done with this pathetic game.
Yeah, about as done as Shane's matchup. So.
Oh no, Shane's on the road back.
Brutal.
Where's my phone? I want to see what my matchup looks like. I needed. Oh gosh, I actually have Herbert too, and my buddy just texted me, "Need Herbert to do something."
Yeah. Anything.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Wait, we're already good. We already won. Because
And calls it.
Oh, because I had Chargers D. Let's go.
I had in Thunderdome, I was taking on Zach Zelo, and he had Herbert and Zach Wilson, and I was projected to lose by like 20 points, and now I am projected to win by 20. So,
oh yeah,
let's go.
Wilson's been awful.
Too. Yeah, so is Herbert. Yeah, both of them.
Bad.
Yeah, so good for me. Good for me.
I'm in a decent place right now.
Yeah.
One league. I got so much in this game. I just was planning on not looking at it. So I'm playing against Herbert in one league, and I'm up by 9 currently. So
I don't think he's going to get the double-digit points.
No,
Well,
I don't think so either.
and then this other league, now I'm currently up 6. I have Herbert, I have Breece Hall, and I have Chargers defense. However, if the Jets score more, then I'm going to lose points, right? So I still need to feel better. I still need Breece and Herbert to do something in that league. But
Yep. All right. Well, Shane, thank you very much for joining us on this spectacular Monday Night Football. Kulz, it's been fun. Thank you, everybody out there watching, listening. We are live on YouTube at youtube.com/sportsethos. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell for future drops and future episodes.
does Robert Saleh always have that beard that he's rocking right now? It looks sharp.
No,
He's normally clean
usually
shaven.
clean shave. Yeah,
He's got a nice beard with his bald head.
yeah, it does.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
I feel like if you're bald head, shouldn't you always have a beard though?
I do. I think so.
That's
Right,
a
I
very
think
good
so.
point. That's
Yeah.
a good point. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
my oldest brother has a bald head and beard. I
Yeah,
think
you
it's
have to.
much- yeah. Otherwise, you look like Adam Silver.
Yeah.
All right. As always, this episode is brought to you by Rule One Proteins. Go to www.rule1proteins.com. Enter promo code Roadies40 at checkout for 40% off. Go get you some good taste and protein. We all need some of that in our lives, don't we? Other than that, thank you all for watching, joining, listening, asking out your questions. Join us next time on the Fantasy Roadshow. Shane, what should everybody do?
Bearded baldies, buckle up.